everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of my vlog. I'm your host, Orange Zeppelin, and today I'm really cold. Also, I'm a little tired. I think I have a bit of a Halloween candy hangover because I was up kind of late last night. I was finishing my last Inktober piece. I also indulged greatly in some delicious candy. I only picked out a few specific candies this year. When I get Halloween candy, I like to get what is something very seasonal, gimmicky, what is like the, I don't know, sour box of boogers kind of candy, which is very good candy, by the way. That's a candy I was very excited to get, or like the gummy eyeball something, just like things that you're not gonna get at any other time of the year usually, and then just screams Halloween, and then just overindulge. And I definitely overindulge, and now I have that sugar I ate like complete garbage crash, which usually that's how I start my November, is completely wiped out from Inktober. So it's a good thing I'm not doing previous years where I sometimes decided, you know, we're going to do a NaNoWriMo type project. I'm not doing that this year. We're not going to be doing any major writing projects, though sometimes I've used NaNoWriMo as more of a, hey, I'm going to bust out a lot of comicking in this month, which is what I plan to do, but we will get to that. So, what did I accomplish in the month of October? I say as I hold up my November list. So maybe the first thing I should say is that the list I made for October, I just wrote November on it, because that's how much things I didn't get done, but it is for a very good reason. I think a very valid reason is that the month of October was, of course, the Inktober month, and it was once again a very successful Inktober. I would say my most successful Inktober. I'm one of my most successful ones. I definitely would put this up there. I had a really good time on this Inktober. I tried to I got some phlegm there. I tried to give a lot of attention to each piece and not have days that were just complete, I don't know, I'm just going to make something happen. I tried to make good pieces every day. And there's some pieces that are definitely like way better than other ones, but I didn't feel like anything was just garbage quality, I didn't care kind of illustrations. I feel like it was overall a good batch of art, and I never once felt burnt out on the challenge. I'm definitely glad for it to be over so I can move on with my life and other projects at this point, but that's usually how I feel at the end of Inktober. But a lot of times people get this like a week 2 slump. The first week is like, oh yeah, Inktober, this is gonna be great. You hit week 2 and then you start wondering why you do these things to yourself. I actually felt like week 2 is when I picked up steam. I felt like week 1 wasn't necessarily my strongest week. It was that week 2, and like over a course of, there's some specific days that I felt like were really good. Specifically, looking at my list here, there was day 8, 9, 10, and 11 that I think were some of my best days. But there's a lot of pieces throughout this month that I'm really happy with. And I did use, as you can tell from my prompt list here, just ignore the tape on the back. I put some drafting tape on the back of this list so I could stick it to my wall, and then it didn't stick to my wall, so that didn't work. But I was using the Art Snacks Ink Collection box, the main challenge that they were doing for their Art Snacks Ink challenge, because I didn't really do the Inktober prompt. It was just yeah, ink is happening every day, that's why I'm calling it Inktober, but properly I was following the Art Snacks Ink challenge, which they said is to create a drawing every day for 31 days using only the supplies in your Art Snacks Ink collection. I did not limit myself to the supplies in the box. That wasn't gonna happen. I used a lot of my different inking supplies. I got some black ink out of the garage to use the dipping pens that I got in the Art Snacks ink box. And then I did use some pens that came out of like smaller Art Snacks boxes and not necessarily the whole. But actually, I can get the whole box out, can't I? I'll pull my mace on the floor here. So I've had the box out just next to my table for pretty much the whole challenge. Most of these, actually a couple of these aren't Earth Snacks products. This one did not come out of the box, this ink right here. But this came to play when I was using my dip pens, and I did actually use dip pens this Inktober. I keep saying I'm gonna do it because last time, I don't even remember when the last time it was that I was trying to use dip pens, and it was just not a good time at all. But it was actually successful this time around. I want to get some of my other dip pens out. I have some really cool fancy pens that I could experiment with. So this was a month that taught me, like, hey, this material is on the table again. You can try this again. Put my pile of crap away. Everything's been complete chaos in my room. I actually did manage to clean up all the paper mache things that were happening, because the other crazy thing that happened in the month of October is I did make a full orc costume based off of my old Bride of Kukui outfit, and you guys are gonna see the full costume. I didn't get a lot of pictures of it yesterday just because I was super tired. I was really busy yesterday doing non-Halloween things, and then I was busy preparing for Halloween things. So it was crazy, and I didn't get any good pictures in my outfit. But you're going to see the outfit in my 100 sub special, which is coming very soon, because last I checked I was at 106 subscribers. Thank you everybody who watches this channel and is subscribed. I do, even though that's not a very big amount, I do really appreciate that. So I am going to make a cool video specifically to commemorate that. Probably sometime very soon. But that was the big main success of October. I'm looking down the list. A few of these things I added in as this is a November goal. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's put a big old star next to Art Snacks Ink. I'm going to put 2 big stars. I'm going to cover it with stars because that was a big success, and then I won't be distracted when I'm looking at my list of things to do in November. So I did accomplish some of the plans I had video-wise for October, because I did the Art Snacks unboxing for October, specifically the non-ink collection box. That was something I did kind of in combination with that day's prompt. And then you guys probably saw my weird pumpkin art collection that I still don't know the origin of. I want to know the story behind that collection. Like, who created these pumpkin illustrations and for what purpose? I think that was pretty much what happened in October. There wasn't a whole lot of anything else, but that's okay, because that was doing ink drawings every single day and busting out a costume in a very short amount of time. So I think it's perfectly okay that other things didn't get my attention, though now that it is November, I want to focus my attention on all of those things. So I'm not gonna go down the list of what I didn't do, which is what I normally do. I'm gonna skip over that entirely, because it's not like, I don't want to be listing, oh, look at all the things I didn't get done, because I got really big things done. Instead, I'm gonna go straight to, what do I want to do in November that didn't necessarily get my attention in October? So, first of all, holy crap, Brain Fart Comics issue 5 needs to happen. I'm in the inking stages. I can even call that like a NaNoWriMo kind of thing. I'm gonna bust that out. And I think it'll end up being really cool, because the pages that I think I might have shown off I'm pretty sure I showed off a page in the last zine. I think it's gonna look really good when it's finished. It just needs to actually happen, and it's taken a little while. It hasn't gotten enough of my attention. I have some commission things that have been taking a while to get any work done on, and that's kind of how commissions end up being. Sometimes there's a bit of back and forth waiting to hear, like, okay, does this look good, wait for confirmation, that sort of thing. So that's okay that that's taking a while, and I did work on that during October, so it's not like I left a person hanging for that long, because I don't like to do that. I want, when somebody gives me money, I like them to have confidence that I'm actually going to be doing something and I'm not going to just run into the hills. So I had worked a little bit on that commission, but it needs to just really get done this month. This is something that I got done in October. I have a note about banner painting, and I did do a painting to use as my banner illustrations on several websites. So that is something that I accomplished in October. I have a little note, well, awesome Space Babe X2, and then question mark, which is to say, work on it, I don't know what stage. So I'm gonna keep it with that level of vagueness. There's another thing on my list I actually did in October. Let's add some more stars next to things. So that was carving pumpkins, and you can see those on my social media pages. I posted all my pumpkins as of right now on Instagram and Tumblr. I don't think are they on Twitter yet? That's a problem with having all these social media pages. I have to keep track of them all. That's kind of annoying. Well, if they're not up on somewhere, I'll put them up there. I do want to put them up on DeviantArt also, because normally DeviantArt I have like very specific pieces I'll put up, whereas like Twitter and Tumblr and Instagram I'll put more work in progress, more crafty things. But I think they're cool enough to go on to DeviantArt, so those are gonna go up very soon. Probably I'll post them today. That happened. And then I'm trying to understand my vague notes here. Actually, wait a minute. I gotta fold this. I gotta fold my note over, because there's a buttload of video plans I need to work on in November. I have a couple of notes, things I want to do in November. I have a portrait painting in gouache I want to do. I might film that. Maybe. I have another paper mache project I'm working on that I might keep it a secret until I can reveal it. I think it'll be really cool. Hope it'll be really cool. I have been told I have like god level paper mache skills, so it probably will be very cool. And then you guys already know I get too excited about projects and add a bunch of things onto myself. I got an idea to remake something that I did when I was in high school, which, I mean, I do that fairly often. I'll find an older piece of mine that I think turned out really cool. Well, no, didn't turn out really cool. That conceptually was really cool and was maybe good for the time, and then I just want to redo it in my current style. This one I'm getting a little more wild and crazy, because I'm not going to show you the cover, because I hated the cover even when it came out. Let's find a good page. Let's actually show you the first page, so you can see actually kind of a good building for this time. My ink skills aren't fantastic, but I think for the time, that is a decent Viking longhouse. I'll go ahead and show you the cover. So this was for a school assignment in 12th grade, and I spent weeks and weeks on this, and then realized like the night before it was due that I never drew a cover. So this is my Beowulf comic cover. I hated this cover when I made it, so right now I look at this and I'm like, oh, come on, man. That's rough. But I think this would be badass redrawn. I have like one really cool looking drawing of Grendel. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I might do a video. Also, we have an ad on the back. We have several ads on the back, but I think I'm gonna do a video where we look through this whole thing. That's what I'm gonna do. But I also want to actually redraw it, maybe go all overboard, go over the top and actually like paint the thing, make it really cool. That's gonna happen, but not in the course of one single month on top of other comic projects. I think that is I'm going to stretch it out as a very long-term project. So that'll happen eventually. And hopefully this isn't a project where I get the idea and then decide, maybe not this time. I want to actually stick with that project and not just blow it off. But that's on the list to think about, and then the list of things, and then I have my list of videos. This list of things to do in November already sounds completely chaotic, but part of the problem is I have to look at my caveman writing and interpret, like, okay, what did I actually accomplish in October and what am I going to do in November? So, November video plans. I have this vlog listed, which I'm doing right now, so that works out very well. 100 sub special is going to happen. The Inktober roundup, where I go over all my Inktober illustrations. I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of my thought process, or maybe my lack of thought process with every piece. I'll mention some of the materials I used. That will be made very soon. That will be coming out very, very soon. That's going to happen. I have a video I'm working on where I talk about zine making processes and how I personally make it. That I'm going to be filming more parts as I work on Brain Fart Comics 5. So that will be, I would like that to be out either next month or in December, because December has a lot of videos that I feel like I should be prepping this month. So there's going to be 12 videos of, at some point, there's your hint. And then there's one particular special video I'm gonna make this month in preparation for December, because I feel like I'm just gonna be crazy busy that month, and I just want to make everything now, have it posted and scheduled, get everything in preparation. Basically, we got some Christmas specials on the way, and I hope it's gonna be really fun. It will be exciting and informative and all of those things. So yeah, that's my list of everything I want to accomplish. It just sounds so much worse when I describe it in a rambling way, but hopefully it actually will not be too crazy. Mostly we have a lot of video things, one particular comic finished, one comic loosely planned, one comic thought about. It still sounds terrible when I go down the list like that, but I'm not going to be doing Inktober this month because it's not October anymore, but I won't have some challenge going on in November, so I think it will be easier to focus my attention on other things, I hope. Well, we're just gonna see. Is that it? I think that's it. So I think in conclusion, Inktober was crazy. November's gonna be crazy too. But I hope you guys like what I will be putting out, because I'm excited for everything that I'm working on right now. And, you know, on that note, I think I'm gonna go work on them. I think I'm gonna go work on some videos, work on some comic stuff. This is my mace that I made to go with my orc costume. This is actually made out of like the boob part of the Bride of Kukui armor. I just attached them together to form this orb, made it into a mace. So that you'll be seeing the orc costume sooner or later. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. I made it a little bit of a shorter video today just because I'm really busy. But as always, please leave a like, leave a comment about, I don't know, whatever you guys are planning on doing in November, any big projects you're excited for, and I hope you have a great time making art.